Welcome to the podcast. I'm Aeolynx, your host, and with my co-hosts.
He's taking lessons, okay?
With my co-hosts, who wants to take the floor? I'm ready to get this started. I'm ready to get back to Destiny 2, boys. I'm just saying.
This will be a 10-minute podcast, just so you're all aware.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up real quick and get out of here.
So I got things to do.
All right.
I'll go first. This is Architect. I'm a subpar PC player, and I had pizza for dinner. So, all right.
Normal human being. Yeah, this is Two to Tango, aka John. Nice to see you all again.
Hello, Grizzly here, or Austin. Happy to be back.
The Metapod, if y'all don't know.
Metapod. That is my real life form.
The gayest Pokemon ever made.
100%.
Alright, or whatever. I don't know. I can't handle this right
He's
now.
not even gonna defend himself. I mean, come on.
I just. Alright, Harden.
All right.
Well,
All right, so start the podcast off. Of course, we're going to talk about Destiny 2 because we're addicted. I will admit it. First topic under Destiny 2, is it different from the first Destiny 1? And I never played Destiny 1, so I'll let Austin, I'm a Grizzly Man, and John take the floor.
absolutely not. I mean, not in a negative way. The first game was good too, but it is still the same game pretty much. It's just DLC, kind of, and that's kind of may sound like it may be negative, but it's not. But it's not really different. It's if you like Destiny 1, you'll love the Destiny 2.
I agree. 100%. If you like Destiny 1, you'd like Destiny 2. There's small changes that were made, like to the weapons and whatnot, but it's an improvement to say the least. I feel like it is miles better just because they've added lore into the game now, more prominent lore at least into the game.
I played Destiny 1 for about 15 minutes, and this one's way better. So,
100%.
All right. Quick topic. Is that all we have to say?
we're good.
All right. And is it worth to pay $60 for this game?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's a hard yes for me.
And why?
Hard.
Because it's fun and optimized. And my hunter looks pretty nasty, so.
That's all you got to say about it.
All right. Just saying I paid $100, so I agree.
I paid 89.
I agree.
Where's that $100 at now? Like, what did you get more than we did? Let's talk about that. We paid $90.
Talk about the prepaid.
Justin and Austin and I. We paid $90 for the DLC. You paid the full $100 for the extra something. So what did you get?
You got a 12-pack of shaders.
Supposedly,
That's
I got a sword, which I've yet to see.
Ugh.
So, I'm still waiting on that.
So you paid $10 for the sword.
I actually paid $10 for nothing this far.
pretty much.
I'm going to have to send an email to old Bungie. Where's my sword at?
Get Bungie up on the phone there and say, listen.
All right, next topic. PC versus console.
Move on, no brainer.
PC versus console of Destiny 2. Frank.
If you have both PC and console and you're playing this game on anything but your personal computer, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
Here's the real question: What positives or pros could there possibly be on a console over a PC?
None.
Even if you just say, "Oh, well, I like using a controller."
Okay, I got one. Portability.
Friends, if you have friends that play on console but they don't have a PC, but then you're just being non-social and you're not making new friends, which is the best thing about PC, is that everybody is more connected.
Right. I mean, that's the only really solid excuse I believe would be what Justin said, the portability. You can, you just pack it up and take it to a friend's house or to a hotel or something real easy, but that's just... you may be, you of all people should understand this as a
Take it to
rock
a
star.
hotel, man.
I'm not a okay.
You see, maybe you're on tour. You're a guy who travels a lot.
We take a console in the truck with us and play on the computer or the TV, but we don't like bring a full Destiny rig. You know what I'm saying? It's like NES stuff.
Right, but I'm just saying, with consoles, you have that option other than packing up your big, huge tower, monitor, and keyboard, and the whole ordeal. So I was just agreeing with your point you originally made. But carry on.
Portability.
It's good. It's fine.
Take it to the Best Western, man.
All right, yeah, PC Master Race. How long does it take to meet the light or small cap, whatever you want to call it, the cap 265?
I'm not there yet.
Some people we seen last night had already beaten the soft cap of 265. So within the first 48 hours, I personally was over it earlier this morning. So it's pretty easy. Pretty easy.
I think if you play like maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, how many days would that be?
2 to 3 hours a day?
Yeah, normal work life, family life.
Okay,
game
you
life.
need to reevaluate your work and family life. If you only get 2 hours of video game play a day, that's god awful. But I would say probably within a week and a half to 2 weeks, you would be at the soft cap of 265 or over, if that's all you're getting out of a day.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough if that's the amount of time that you have.
Sure.
Which, I guess for us to even get to level 20 and beat the story, how many hours did you say that would be? Was that like 10?
That only took, that was about 8 to 10. That was pretty quick. That story rather.
Yeah, and that finishes you around 180 to 200 power. But the grind to 265 beyond is where it gets just incredibly hard at that time.
Moving on, I guess. Alright. Why did you choose the class you're playing with, and you can name your class and why you chose it?
Because I make good decisions.
Who's
And I'm an OP hunter.
He's playing a hunter.
A hunter because I like DPS. I like ranged DPS. I like throwing down things and like making things explode, and I get to do that with a hunter. So
is the hunter the supposedly, technically the best DPS class?
Not necessarily.
I can kind of see that. Although the warlock probably is supposed to play more of a support role, isn't it? As with its healing ability, then also damage ability that you have. You know, the little circle thing you toss down. Then the Titan's obviously supposed to be a tank. So I could see the warlock being technically supposed to be the DPS.
The hunter, you mean?
The hunter, yeah, sorry.
Pivotally speaking, as far as the roles that they play, sure. But functionally in game, the damage that you deal is a product of what you have equipped, and then of course the super abilities, which I keep wanting to call them ults, but the super abilities.
Yeah, that's what I like to call them.
Yeah. Hunter, sure. Golden Gun is pretty crazy, but that's about it. It's the only thing that makes them more damaging than any other class.
Is there something this is just a general question kind of about it. Is there any speed differences between different classes as far as mobility?
Yes, Titans are the least mobile, then Warlocks, then Hunters, functionally speaking, but it's a product of like the gear that you can equip. Certain exotic pieces of armor would actually increase mobility.
Right. But anyway, why did you choose your class, John?
I'm a Warlock, by the way. I chose my class just because I like Warlock. I played Warlock in Destiny 1. Warlock is just fun to me.
That was pretty much, I'm a Warlock as well, and that's pretty much the reasoning behind mine, is strictly just because I played that in Destiny 1, and that was all I'd played in Destiny 1. A little bit of the others, but not much, so I just knew I was very familiar with the Warlock, and I just kind of wanted to stick with what I was used to, which I plan to at some point in my Destiny 2 career, get out of my comfort zone and play the other classes heavily as well.
Alright. Well, I chose Titan, the oddball. Because I feel like we needed a tank, and I like tank in multiple class choosing games, I guess you'd say. I like playing the tank, just sucking up all that damage.
I've never been a big tank player myself.
Yeah.
I respect those that do. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I play in Overwatch. Tanks, pretty much.
Overwatch is hard to play tanks, though. Ooh.
I like damaging. I like doing a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Which is sort of why I would like to play Warlock more than anything else. With Devour, which is what I run as far as the subclass, with Devour you can basically tank anything and still be able to heal your allies or damage boost your allies. So Warlock is a little bit of a do-it-all class, if you play Devour especially.
I've always been kind of just getting kind of off topic, but I was just for the sake of conversation, I've always been a support player, like on Overwatch. I've always played Mercy and Lucio. Then Warlock is technically a support character.
Yeah.
I've never did get into the tanking at all. No, I hated it on Overwatch. The tank characters.
Overwatch just felt like if you didn't play DPS, you pretty much lost because nobody else could play DPS. But I would have played tank if we had like an actual 6 people, like in a Discord like this. I'd probably play tank. But
I don't know if it's on your topics or not, but I really like the fact that we can 3-man fire teams.
It ain't on my topics actually. That's why I asked. I was like, y'all have anything you want to talk about? This is kind of just anything now in Destiny 2, just anything you can think of.
Did you say you liked or disliked it?
I disliked it.
Yeah, I really don't like it either.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
3-man cap.
Yeah,
it depends on the event that you're going into. But if you're just running around in a public space, like going from public event to public event, it shouldn't be capped at 3.
Exactly. Pretty crappy.
And then even for things like the Nightfall and so on, a solution to, I know why, the reason they limited to 3 is just for balancing reasons. If they could have had it set up to the difficulty rating and the amount of enemies and so on differs depending on the amount of people you're playing with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
But if they cap it for difficulty or whatever, or to not go through it as fast, like if you're there with your 3 people and somebody else like there's 8 total people on that one public event, it's just like butter, just burns it. Like I don't think that has anything to do with it as of right now. I don't think. But yeah, that could be something that they could do to let you have more.
Like public events, and my apologies for just kind of like cutting in there. For something like public events, I think it's just the dumbest thing ever, because basically anyone in the server in the world that you're on can be at the public event. So if it's 4 of you or if it's 6 of you, it's not going to make a difference, because literally anyone else on the server can come to that place too. I don't think that should be a restriction, but something like a strike or a nightfall that's supposed to be challenging, I get it. That's understandable. But if you're just exploring or you're just doing like public events, no, it shouldn't be.
Exactly. It's pretty crappy. This is the MMO too. I mean,
to me, it seems kind of tied down and limited to just 3. I mean, I feel like 4 should be it, and then go from there.
I feel like the reason why they do that is actually leading into this next mini topic of peer-to-peer servers versus dedicated servers. That's probably maybe a reason. I don't know.
Okay, well, getting into that, could someone explain the difference from a peer-to-peer server and a dedicated server for someone who doesn't know what that is?
Well, I was about to ask. I actually don't know what's the peer-to-peer server. Is that
really?
just 2 people playing together, like connected to each other?
It's more
I know
like
what a dedicated server is, but the peer-to-peer.
it's like one person hosts, sort of like if you ever been in like Call of Duty and you see migrating hosts because somebody left, it's because they were the host.
Oh, okay. So, is Destiny like that?
I'll let John explain. It looks like he's searching it up here.
I am actually, yes.
A big white screen pop up.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so in its simplest form, a peer-to-peer network is created when 2 or more PCs are connected and share resources without going through a separate server computer. A peer-to-peer network can be an ad hoc connection, a couple of computers connected via a universal subbus to transfer files. So, basically.
Okay.
Basically, one person hosts a server and everybody else plays off that person, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Dedicated servers are like, I guess, since we were talking about Overwatch, right?
Well, that's just whenever like companies will have like they have computers pretty much that's just running the server from that computer. You know, nobody's playing on it or anything. It's just running the server. Then everybody connects to that computer. It's still kind of the same thing, except it's just not actually an individual's computer. It's just one computer that's set up in some server room somewhere across the world, and that everybody connects to.
It's pretty crazy though. PUBG even has dedicated.
Yeah, I could see that though. So what else we got to talk about? What's going on?
Well, I'm not going to get into the state of the gaming industry because that would just really drag out the show there. We'll go over that some other show, like the second one. Let's move on to Star Wars Battlefront 2. We'll just go over all the games that are out or coming out.
Talking his language.
Yeah. So, what are your expectations for the BF2?
After playing the beta, they've already met them. I mean, across the board, triple the content versus the first one. Ranging, I mean, triple weapons, maps, everything's there. The beta was a blast.
It was.
John, if you agree with that or not, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
No, I do agree. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Even though it was limited only a couple of game modes, it still gave you a pretty good insight into what the game itself, at the core, is going to be like. And that kind of game where it can encompass so many different play styles and events, and as far as the lore of Star Wars, which is why I'm personally interested in the game more than the first one by far. The fact that you can play through all 3 eras is going to be just something
absolutely
awesome.
Yeah. As far as you said expectations, I'm expecting them to stay on top of releasing content. I have heard that all the DLCs are free for it.
That's a plus.
Which is going to be nice
For everybody?
Where
as
did
far
you
as I
hear
know.
that from? Is it
Wow.
confirmed or rumored to be free?
I
that
don't
would be
remember.
Awesome.
Isn't it EA, that game?
Yeah.
That would be
Yes.
crazy if they done that. They're
I know,
usually
right?
normally.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Why
the
I seem
reason.
suspicious of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you hear the whole term microtransaction. They've added in crates, and the term has been thrown around pay to win. Well, in Battlefront, that's false. It's not pay to win. It's pay for an advantage, and it really depends on who's behind the mouse and keyboard. Because if some noob pays and gets a bunch of weapons or cards, and he just sucks, I'm going to melt through him. It's no issue. So to me, that's not an issue. The whole pay to get crates thing or whatever, I don't care about that. I'm going to enjoy the game regardless.
Right.
Going into that about pay to win and buying crates and things, my only problem with that is I feel like it keeps content from everybody. You know?
As long as they make it to where you can play the game and earn a currency, like PUBG or Dirty Bomb, Overwatch, and buy a crate, and that way you don't have to spend money, I'm fine with it. But if it's just money, like actual USD or euros, then no.
Confirmed from GameSpot, Battlefront 2 DLC is free.
It's good.
Awesome. Well, good on you, EA. Really.
Stepping up. Stepping up in the world.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
gonna
excited about
compete,
that.
man.
I mean, the first one I paid the $20
Cut up.
full past gameplay, got everything, and that's a lot for DLC. And honestly, 3 of the DLCs I didn't even play. but it's nice to hear that they're making a it all free, and I think I think it should be.
What about you two? What are your expectations?
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I didn't even play the first one. I played the beta a lot, and I was like, I'm not wasting my money on this game. That's what I said, and I uninstalled the beta and never touched it again. I was like, I am not buying that game, just from the beta, and I knew.
I hear that.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, no.
To hear it.
I hear that. Sad story.
And then I played the beta of Battlefront 2, and I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to invest $60 in this game.
The first one, okay, I'm probably the biggest Star Wars fan in this room right now, in this lobby.
No.
I mean, look, I have all the posters, chronological order, in my office. I mean, come on.
That's cute.
I love it. I'm just a massive Star Wars fan. So for me, the first one when it came out right after Force Awakens, it was a thing of beauty for me because I just love the whole everything about it. This next one coming out, I'm really excited for. I'm definitely going to get it, probably on both console and PC.
This is actually the first Star Wars game I'm excited for.
My son likes to play it, so I'll play it with him. Yeah,
Understandable.
Now, me personally, I don't think it's necessarily a bad game or anything for ruffle any feathers, but I'm personally just not really crazy about it.
Fair enough.
It's just not my style. I don't think the game. The first Battlefront, I remember I thoroughly enjoyed the beta and I bought the game, and it just got boring to me very quickly. And then I think that just carried over into the second one because the general feel of the game is still a lot like the first one because obviously it is another Battlefront game, and I just still felt kind of bored. Honestly, that was my feelings with it. But it's just not. That's just me.
I will say EA makes beautiful games. I remember when I loaded into the beta, Battlefront 2 beta, first mission popped up, the first game popped up, I was just blown away.
I can't forget it. The first thing you said is, "This is the most beautiful game I've ever seen."
It was, man. I mean, the leaves flying around, the foliage, it was amazing.
It did look really good.
It was fantastic.
It is a beautiful game, and I totally agree with that. As well as your point, Austin. The first game was boring. The content was lacking
Severely.
But, yes, but I actually have faith that they will get past that in this game.
Probably going to depend on the numbers.
What numbers?
Sales, as far as for
Whether you get
how
it
much
or not?
know how much content they're pushing out.
Well,
Full release is triple the content of the first one, right off the bat.
yeah.
It's actually triple the content of the
Yes.
Triple.
100%.
I mean, that's
it's
factual.
everything.
That's factual. Yeah, you can look
Wow.
at what's in the game, and it's based on like maps, weapons, vehicles. It's triple the content.
Heroes, everything.
Plus, there's a
is
campaign.
Just more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one didn't have a single
Dedicated
player
campaign. No.
Yeah.
Really?
I enjoyed the first one. I played several hours on Hoth, just having a blast. But I'm really excited for a full release Battlefront 2 with everything, just triple the content. I'm really excited for that.
I didn't really enjoy the first one at all, but I'm still looking forward to the second one. Like I said, I have faith that they can do right by the series, by the franchise.
Second mini topic is your open beta experience. I think we went over most of it, but anything else you want to add to when you opened up that beta besides, the world just looking amazing? I will agree, it looked pretty sick.
It was optimized. It ran great. Run great.
Yeah.
Ran. It was whatever. It was. I didn't lag any. I didn't get kicked from any lobbies. It was just flawless.
Run when you see Darth Maul.
Yes.
Don't try and
Yes.
fight him
Don't
unless
do
you're
that.
in, like Ray or some shit. Just get out of there. Let him kill everyone else, and then you survive. And then just tell your team how much they suck.
Steal his kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Anything more?
I mean, no, I don't really have anything else to say.
Yeah. I'd agree. It was pretty optimized. It looked great. it was a change of pace from. I think the world needs a new game, a new multiplayer game with classes like a PvP, because Call of Duty and Battlefield are. I think they're going down.
Oh yeah.
Sure, of course they are. I agree. That would actually be something to look forward to, something class-based. The assault class is my favorite by far. I know that a lot of you liked the sniper, the specialist class.
Yeah.
When you ran that fun, but the assault class is my favorite. But I could see myself playing specialist as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree with the class system. You know, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I love Battlefield, but again, I'm a completionist when it comes to video games. I want to, if I've paid money for it, I play it till I'm done with it. I sink my teeth into it and I just go. So I love grinding through levels in Destiny 2. I love the class system of Battlefront 2. I love games that I can play a very long time and not get bored. And you know, even loving Battlefield, I get bored with that game. It's just mindless. You know, quick 10-minute games and you're done. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that covers our next main topic was actually classes. Last topic we'll cover over Battlefront 2 so we can move on to Destiny 2 gameplay is crate system. What are your thoughts?
General likes or dislikes?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the paid crates that we was talking about earlier?
Just the whole system.
I think you have to divide it. Like, okay, PUBG, it's all cosmetic. I'm whatever. If you want to spend money on it, have fun. Battlefield 2, daggone it. Battlefront 2,
too many games.
You can pay to get crates to get like cards that increase your stats or whatever. Like I said, I think it's an advantage. It's not necessarily a pay to win thing in my mind. But there are games where you pay money to get crates and you have a clear and present advantage. That's just broken to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. And I don't think that we will ever see a developer, a studio, whoever it is, dedicate the game like that entirely.
Right.
The integration that we see currently, I think, is as close as we'll ever see to quote-unquote pay to win. Because the community outrage and just outleash towards them would just be so inconceivable. Like, pitchforks would come out, literally.
Yeah.
People would just be like, no, I can't do this, and like go burn somebody's house down because somebody paid $5 more and got a cool gun that they used to kill that person with in the game. And then they would go like burn down the game director's house. They don't want that. They're scared of that. That's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, honestly, the crate system is just, it's vastly popular and vastly unpopular. That's why pretty much every game out right now has some sort of crate system included. It's just, you know, it's too big of, it's.
You know what's funny?
People like loot.
I think Destiny 2 started that with the Ingram system. I think that's kind of what the crate system is. Like, I mean, pretty much. It just, whatever you get out of it, roll it.
Now, my whole thing on crates in general, I'm just going to go ahead and go over this topic for all games, not just that. I don't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't. Well, there's a couple of different things. First being, it shouldn't be limited to the content shouldn't be limited to whoever buys the crates or whatever it is. Like, I think there should be a way for you to get the item, whether it be grinding for it or just chance or luck. You should still be able to get the item without pumping money into the game or the content or whatever it is.
Sure.
And the second thing is that like pay to win. I don't think it should. Whoever's pumping the most money in should be the top of the leaderboards. As long as it's following those two things, then I'm fine with it. Such as like if it's only cosmetics, like somebody's willing to pump money into it just to make their character look cool. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. As long as it's not pay to win specifically, but the game itself does give you the option to earn whatever it is just by playing the game. I'm fine with it. I would like for it to go away, and you don't give players the option to have an advantage, pay for advantage, if we'll call it that. Sure, I don't like that, but I can't necessarily have the cake and eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
The way it is now, I think, is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it ain't going away anytime soon or ever.
Oh God, no, never. It's here to stay.
Too many. I mean, it's going to be a pretty much every game that is possible to implement in. It's going to be there. It's just it's been way too much of a success and everything. Just so many more people out there are so willing to pump money into games. That way more people than I ever expected.
Yep.
And just like hundreds and even thousands of dollars into one specific game. It's crazy. Like just an example, like Clash of Clans, it's kind of a pay to win. It's a major pay to win because the top of the leaderboards for the top hundreds of people are all guys who put literally thousands of dollars.
Clash Royale's the same way. It's off-breed.
It's crazy. It's just crazy though how people spend so much money on those things. I don't get it, but whatever. What can you do?
All right. Well, next game, and this is kind of, I only have expectations and the size of the game. It's just Assassin's Creed Origins. It just released yesterday. What are your all's expectations? Are you planning on buying the game and playing it, or?
No.
I plan on getting it sometime. It's not really top of my priority list because I do expect it's going to be the same game as the last 100 of them, but it's still the new scenery, I guess. New environment is intriguing enough to me to where I still want to get it sometime. But it most likely is going to be, I haven't watched anything on it yet, but most likely it's going to be the same thing as the last 100 Assassin's Creeds.
I hope it's not. They've had a full year off.
Sure. I think that it looks so different from the last games that I'm hesitant towards buying it. I enjoyed Black Flag was awful. Let's not talk about that game. That game never existed.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the play style of 1, 2, and 3. 2 is my favorite. 3 was really good. The historical significances that you get to experience in the game are what kept me going back, being a huge history buff. So being in ancient Egypt is really cool, and it's intriguing and appealing to me. But what isn't is that they've completely redesigned combat. They've redesigned leveling. Everything is different, apparently. And that concerns me because I personally enjoyed the way that 1, 2, 3, and even the combat in Black Flag was. I was fine with that. So changing it, I don't necessarily like that. So I'm hesitant. I'm not going to buy it until I receive reviews or until I can play it without buying it and just get a feel for it.
So you think every game, every Assassin's Creed should be exactly the same, just with a different scene, like going to ancient Egypt or a different era and time?
It got Call of Duty 27 games in a row to be put out. Why should they abandon the business model? I personally liked it. I was not bored with Assassin's Creed. I was not getting old of Assassin's Creed. Black Flag was just a bad game. Whatever. But all of the others before that, I really enjoyed. I don't know.
Sorry, Justin, go ahead.
I played the first one on 360 when it came out. I loved it. It did get boring. Assassin's Creed, the first one was sneak, kill, run, hide. Sneak, kill, run, hide. Sneak, kill, run, hide. I didn't play 2, 3, the other ones. I did play Black Flag and loved it. I thought Black Flag was great. Might be the lone opinion on that one.
Yes.
I heard
in North America.
I like pirates. Okay.
I love pirates too, but
you missed out on the best ones.
Too many other games at the time were out, and
I would recommend revisiting. They're so worth.
Yeah, really, they are.
Maybe in 2020.
So worth.
But John, I just out of curiosity, what was it about Black Flag that made you hate it so much?
It was just,
Those sea battles were awful.
Actually, I kind of enjoyed it. That game, that was one of the release games with the new gen consoles, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I
Close
got
to
it
it, yeah.
with my Xbox One. And actually, I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't have too many major problems with it. I thought it was kind of the ship aspect of it was kind of interesting.
It was. I would have preferred to see it more implemented like Assassin's Creed 3 was, where you had like a few naval battles and like you would go out and explore, not literally 70% of the gameplay is you on a boat shooting at other boats. Dude, I lost my mind.
Yeah, for sure. It was a very large part of the game.
It was so bad.
yeah, pretty rough. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I didn't see anything wrong with their combat at all. I mean, I really didn't. And I'm replaying 2 when I get the time right now. I love it. As far as, I didn't even know that they changed everything, like leveling and everything. I'll still get it eventually, like Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yep, it's all different. But we'll see. Like, enemies have higher levels, and if they're a higher level than you, you may not be able to assassinate them, or you may not be able to defeat them in regular combat with a dagger. It's all different. So I'm looking forward to, again, the environment and being in ancient Egypt. That seems like a really cool environment, and as far as the past environments of the past games, probably the one that's most appealing and intriguing to me specifically. Just because basically all of modern history can be traced back to like that time, and I think it's really cool. But the fact that everything else has basically been revamped is what I am concerned with. I'm not going to say that I know I won't like it. I'm going to try it, but I'm just going to wait and see what other people have to say about it first.
Yeah.
But that's really what's most intriguing to me is just the stories from that time period and that location. I just think it's going to be really awesome. That's why I'm really wanting to get it.
I will let you in on this piece of information if you like or dislike Black Flag. The map size of this game is 3 times the size of AC Black Flag. Confirmed.
That's good.
That's big.
That's not as big as Wildlands, though.
It's pretty big.
Here's the question that John needs to know the answer to right now. Okay. How much, percentage-wise, how much of the game is on land?
Yes, I need to know the answer of that.
And well, it's in Egypt, so
if I have to row down the River Nile at any point, I'm not playing the game.
I guarantee you probably do that.
No, I'm not playing it.
If he gets his cloak wet, he's uninstalling.
Yep, can't do it. I'll demand a refund, even if it's 3 years later.
All right, moving on to our second to last, and the last one was very short. Basically, just go over what's coming up. Is Rockstar's releasing situation Red Dead 2? Why do they keep postponing it? Always postponing games, PC release or not. That's what Austin said to put down there. Rockstar conducting surveys, and I've provided a link in this chat actually about the rumors of RDR 2 and what people were saying about it. They actually ran a survey from Rockstar, so thoughts about their release situation. This can also be our rant time.
Have you guys ever played a Rockstar game that wasn't optimized?
I mean, yeah, you're definitely right on that.
So if they're pushing it back, by all means, do your thing. In the age that we are in the gaming community, for the love of God, release a game that's completely done. And if it takes them a little longer and they're going to pop out a game that's fully optimized, I'm cool with that. I'm sick of the PUBGs. I'm sick of the everything else. It's stupid. We talked about it last time, but it rings true today. I mean, with their track record of releasing beautiful, optimized games, take your time. That's what I say.
No, I agree, but I think what you're saying there about you're wanting a complete game and optimized really well. I think that's a part of their marketing strategy, and I think that's the reason that they keep putting out these dates. Because I know a company like them, they have to be smart enough to know that they can't get a game done, especially with the experience they have. They know that they can't get a game done by a certain point. And I think that they put out these early release dates and then push them back. Well, they released the original release dates knowing they're going to push it back as part of their strategy, just making people think. And I mean, it's not a crime or anything.
Well, no, it keeps the hype up, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing, and it just because it puts them on the headlines again, I guess too.
Yeah.
Keeps it in everybody's mind.
And if you notice that always comes out and it's big news right before a major release of another game.
Yeah.
Just let you know, hey, we're coming.
I think that's why they was conducting surveys as well, to see if make sure it's in everybody's mind, so they'll have a big sale. That's why they did that. Their survey. Let me pull it up in Discord.
Speaking of just Rockstar, this is just a really random question, but can you imagine how much money they invest into a game like that, though? They probably really do depend on. They probably have to get.
They probably have to
major
get
sales.
a lot.
Well, I mean,
it's just a huge company. They have huge teams and.
Yeah, I mean, imagine what they've made on GTA 5.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen some numbers. I wish I had them here.
It was stupid.
Now they have, what is that? Like, it's like a credit card thing, microtransaction. You can pay.
Well, that's been there since the beginning. Yeah, they made tons
GTA
off that
Online.
too.
Yeah.
Tons.
I read something once about just the money that they made off of the microtransactions in game and the online for like the shark cards or
Insane.
whatever they're called was almost as much or more. No, it was more than the amount that they had made on game sales alone. It's just stupid how much they've made off of just the microtransactions.
Just to get in-game money.
Exactly, just to get in-game money.
Which is why every game has
That is why every game has microtransactions. And
See, we're
always.
And here's the thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't dish out a lot a lot of cash for in-game stuff.
No.
I think all of us are in that group, so we're in the minority of gamers today.
Yeah.
I call me old school, but I don't.
Once I pay for a game, that's all I'm paying for a game. I mean,
which is why I'm excited for Battlefront 2. It's DLC's free. I don't have to worry about paying $30 extra to get in-game content.
Yeah.
Here's actually some concern to have about Red Dead 2, because this is a major problem with GTA Online. They release so much awesome content so often on GTA Online. I don't know if any of you all have played it recently or anything, but they have and they've released a lot very frequently. It's very often that they put out this new stuff, but you have to buy these things, and it costs like millions of dollars in the game. And it is so hard to make money on the online game.
That's why
it's so hard. It takes
microtransaction, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. But they purposely made it to where to play all the awesome content they've released on the GTA Online, you pretty much would have to buy the shark cards to play it in any realistic time frame.
God.
They definitely have a pay to win set up, and I just really, really hope they don't do something like that with Red Dead. But I can't really. It's kind of hard to think of what they could do with microtransactions in Red Dead 2. I don't really know what they could.
Flaming horses and all kinds of. I mean,
unicorns. I mean.
Yeah, I mean they've made so much out of GTA 5. You can about bank on it being in it too.
Yeah,
100%. It will be in the game.
But what I was just saying was Rockstar is definitely on the negative side of the microtransactions. They do it the wrong way, the way that I hate, and it is. I just hope it doesn't mess up Red Dead too much. I just love that. Which really, the part I'm looking forward to most about Red Dead is the single player anyway.
Yo, if they was to use RDR and then be like, hey, we're also releasing RDR 1 on PC as well. You can buy it here. They would. Rockstar, if you're watching this, I just made you another $1 billion just then.
Well, if they was going to do that,
I'm sure they thought about it.
Right now would be the time.
Maybe. Their marketing guy, subpar. Hire a new one, but they might have thought about it.
I mean, That'd be a lot of cash. I would buy it again and play it.
I would totally buy it again. I'd pay $60 for it again. I don't care. That's one of my favorite games of all time.
It's so good. It is. It's like top 3. I mean, it's up there.
Just I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's yeah.
All right.
Just let me. If you gotta, and then yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, totally. I get it.
Oh man. Well, unless you guys think of anything else to talk about RDR 2 or Rockstar, I mean, that's
yeah, something about that actually. What I was going to say before. I know one of your subtopics was the PC release, right?
Yeah.
And just to touch on that, they're definitely going to release it on PC, I'd say, because
that'd be
it's such a
insane.
success for GTA. But they're going to do the same thing because they're really extremely greedy there in the sense that they milk stuff so hard. Like GTA, well, me personally, I bought Grand Theft Auto 3 times. I bought it on Xbox 360, and then New Gens came out not too long after. Then they released it on the New Gen console, so I had to get it for that. And then like 8 months later was the PC release, so then I had to buy it on that. Which if they released it all at one time, say after New Gens came out and they released it on PC and New Gens, I would have just bought it one time for the PC. So what's going to happen here with Red Dead as well is they're not even announcing a PC release just now. They're going to let everybody buy it for their consoles. And then once they've got all the console sales, they're going to get, here in 6 months or a year or something, it's coming out on PC, and then they're going to get all those sales again. Get people to buy it multiple times.
Companies are money hungry. Bungie done the same thing with Destiny. That's why it came out on console before it did PC, because if they sold it everywhere at once, the sales on console would have been probably half of what they are now. It's a very greedy and money hungry business strategy, and it's pretty shitty, but it's the way that it is right now.
Yeah,
I anticipate they will release on PC.
Yeah, they're just wanting to get the double sales.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Double sales.
Because I'm definitely going to be buying it on console, and I'm not going to lie. When they release it on PC, I'll buy it on PC. So it's actually our own fault for
buying it multiple times.
Because we're the reason they're doing it.
I buy it once.
What can you do?
Come on, dude. Yeah. Anything else y'all want to rant about? I mean, I've got notable mentions about Steam. That's pretty much it. And Elder Scrolls 6.
Is there talk of that?
Apparently so. Now
there is talk about that.
Series
hold on, chill. Let's rant about something else for a second while I find the link. It's somewhere.
Yeah, I need to be caught up to date on that.
Yeah, all the information, all of it in my
the link is the last link right above before I started the call. Go ahead and click on it and you'll see it. Now, of course, this is it could be any AAA game, but this is just
where did you say the
some
link
suspicion. It's the last link in the Discord chat that we're in.
Oh, okay.
That could be Elder Scrolls 6, but that could be anything as well. I'm just saying.
I can't alt tab out of Destiny 2.
Is this just some kind of shady, like, random screenshot or something that was...
That picture is from Elder Scrolls 5. That's a dragon scale armor set, shield, mace, helmet. That's all from Elder Scrolls 5. 100%. That's not from the 6 game.
Yeah, this is extremely
this is
raw
a big rumor.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But I'm just saying, I mean, that would be neat if they are trying to update their developing tools for the big Elder Scrolls 6 game by looking for an engineer in AAA games. I mean, I'd be down. I'd buy it.
Yes, I would buy it. That's a game that I would buy 3 times, just like you did with Grand Theft Auto 5. I would pay more than I'm worth probably to play that game. I love the Elder Scrolls series. It's my favorite game series ever. But that's not Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. It's a juggernaut for them though. Like all they would have to do is drop that.
Like,
I mean,
the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Like that's their bread and butter.
Do you have this? Yeah, it is showing my screen share. Okay, I'm going to share my screen where my video camera is supposed to be to show this article here while we're talking about it.
Look at him being resourceful.
Oh man. Yeah, I was trying to do it and then I couldn't do it because it would it blocked out everything.
Screen share. Okay. Oh wait. Is it going? Okay, yeah. Here, share. Am I sharing?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and take
Nice.
Okay. So here's something that stuck out to me. It says they're busy on a few other, like multiple major AAA releases, all of which remain unannounced. Do you all have any idea?
Bethesda?
Yeah.
I don't.
Apparently they're doing working on multiple
They
AAA
bought out.
releases.
They bought out Goat Simulator. They're making a new one of those. So
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Seriously?
what was that
not even-
game?
no, not even.
What was that game? Cold Carnage played it. It just come out not too long ago. Bethesda owns the company that made it, so Bethesda's become a big company, just like Apple, or well, Apple doesn't do this, but like a big company, and then they have like little companies. I don't think Bethesda themselves no longer make games. Right? They've become like a
Parent company.
yeah. What was that game called?
Well, when
Hold
you
on.
have the money, why not?
Just a second. Let me find the game. Go ahead and continue talking. I'll let you. I'll tell you in just a second.
Well, all I was going to say were like the past releases of Elder Scrolls games. We're getting close to the time frame in which they would expect to release another one, or we would expect them to release another one. I don't know about you all, but I started with Morrowind after it had been released for quite a while, but I think it was in 2002. Pretty sure it was 2002. And then Oblivion was released in 2006. And then Skyrim was released in 2011. So pretty close to the 5-year gap. We've got a little over the usual like 5-year span between the two games. Generally between those two we see like a Fallout release, which we've had, Fallout 4. So it's getting close to another Elder Scrolls time. So it may be possible, but I don't know.
It was Prey, the game Prey, the new one. The game Prey. Arcane Studios made Prey, but they are a sub studio underneath Bethesda, and Bethesda provides them with everything they need. So that could be what that's for.
Yeah, like this says here. Take this with a pinch of salt for now.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Basically meaning don't trust a word of this.
Even though it's complete bullcrap, I mean, still that would be. I mean, I'm ready. Ready for it.
So, what's this?
Oh yes.
According to a new job listing.
Austin's gonna look see if he can get him a job. Watch this.
No, it's just what they're grabbing at here.
Yeah, it's kind of just grabbing at air, but still, I thought it was neat.
Yeah. Someday, I mean, there's definitely going to be another one. Just someday.
I'm all super excited now. Series of all time.
You love Skyrim
Well-
that much, dude?
Yes. Yes. I 100%ed Skyrim 3 times.
Whew.
Wow.
I played a lot too, but dang, not 3. All right, well, I'm gonna go over Steam and what's coming up with them. If anybody doesn't know, these are the dates of which they're going to start the Halloween sale, which has already started. That started it started 2 days ago, and it lasts till November 1st. Halloween sale.
Why does your co-host not know about this, Jalen?
Listen,
Yeah,
dude.
dude, why didn't you pass the word on?
Listen, dude. I researched like crazy. Come on.
We've been playing BattleNet. We don't know these things.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Black Friday sale starts November 22nd, so now y'all know. It ends 28th.
I thought he was gonna say the Black Flag sale.
Yeah, dude.
Nailed it.
The Steam Winter Sale starts December 24th through January 4th, so now y'all know.
Okay. Everybody write it down. Take a little note.
That way you
Yeah, I
can
know
save
we're-
money.
We're coming to an end here very shortly, John. So before we go any farther, I think you need to go ahead and take a moment and explain what this antler man is there on your wall.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, dude.
What the Antler Man is? Oh, dude, that's from the television show. If you've not ever seen it, I forgot what it's called already. Hannibal is what it's called, everyone. Hannibal. It's NBC's take on the classic Hannibal Lecter series. It's actually a very, very awesome television show if you've never seen it before. It's beautifully shot. Mads Mikkelsen plays one of the best Hannibal Lecters that you'll ever see. Almost better than Anthony Hopkins. It's a really good show if you like the Hannibal series.
Is it on any streaming services?
It's an NBC show, so you can probably catch it on Hulu, I would assume, if you have Hulu.
Yeah.
I can check Netflix and see if it's on Netflix as well. But it's an awesome show. The art direction that they took in the show, it's one of the most beautifully shot and produced television shows that I think I've ever seen. Highly recommended. But yeah, if you can't see an incredible detail, everything that's coming down from his head, those are like arms and legs of the people that he has killed.
Oh, no, I can't see.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Cheers.
Interesting. Yeah, you really needed to explain that though, because it sticks out here in your camera angle, like one of the main subjects. Right? So what you got for us, Jalen?
By the way, I'm going to advertise our Destiny 2 clan. If you want in on the clan you play on PC, let us know. We're open to anyone, I suppose. Isn't that right, everybody? Or are we not? Is it closed or is it open?
Come on, come all. We don't care.
Don't matter the level. You will help us. Yeah. Get up the XP. We did just get a new clan member. If y'all have the app, I just updated or sent something. That's about it.
Trail Nom, if you're watching this, thanks, dude.
That's all.
That's a long shot.
Yeah, I don't think he's watching it, but that's all I got. Anything else you guys want to say?
Anybody at all? Hello, is this thing on?
I mean, I will after, but
no. Okay.
I've become accustomed to the lifestyle of just Jalen throwing topics out at me.
I'll have it all typed up for you, dude, next time. Don't worry.
I'm not used to having to come up with a conversation piece on my own.
Yeah, dude. We'll get a full report on your desk by Monday morning, okay? It'll be okay. I promise.
All right.
Okay, so as always, thanks you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Anybody that's watched this or hung out during the live stream, we really appreciate it. Drop a follow, a like, a subscription, or whatever you can do. We really appreciate it. If you want to help out the podcast, the stream, the whatever it is, you guys are the reason that we're pretty much doing this, apart from the fact that we just really like talking about the things that we like playing. But without you watching and supporting, it wouldn't be half the fun. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, it gives us a good excuse just to talk about games.
Yeah, just to mess around and play video games and talk about video games. Appreciate it.
Yep. For anybody that doesn't know, this is the first episode of... Now, we don't know if we're keeping this name, so it could change by the next episode. As of right now, this is our gaming podcast. We're coming from Beyond the Island. If you're coming from the Beyond the Island to this, we will still talk about PUBG, do not worry. We did not talk about it this stream because I didn't want to talk about it this stream. But anyway, that got super old. And there's not enough content to talk about, so we're just going the whole market of video games. That's what we're going with.
Down with PUBG.
Yeah.
Okay. As of now, this has been Aeolynx and Friends, ANF.
We'll just call it ANF. Let's leave it at that. Peace out.
Have a good night.
Yes, we're going back to
See
Destiny
ya.
2. See y'all later.